misi guru AYU mencapai misi yang satu. Permisi kita bantu.
Tahniah. Siaran langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi Youtuber Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Siaran langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Hai, salam sejahtera dan hai semua para guru, ibu bapa dan semua pelajar sekalian. Selamat datang ke Pusat Tuisyen Akademi Youtuber dengan usaha sama e-didik Malaysia dan Kad Guru Malaysia. Bermula percuma selama dia percuma. Cikgu perkenalkan diri dahulu. Saya Cikgu P, kini mengajar di Kolej Tingkatan 6 Fatimah Melaka selaku moderator dan control host pada petang ini. Pada petang ini kita akan bersiaran langsung dari channel Cikgu Hasnitah. Siapa yang belum subscribe, silalah tekan butang subscribe sebagai tanda sokongan kepada Cikgu Hasnitah. So kita akan belajar subjek Fizik Tingkatan 4 dengan tajuknya subtopik 5.2 Damping and Resonance. So kelas ini akan bersiaran langsung secara lebih kurang 1 jam. So sebelum kita teruskan kelas, suka cikgu ingatkan kepada semua pelajar dan penonton yang ingin menghantar komen. Sila gunakan bahasa yang sopan dan gambar profil yang bersesuaian untuk tontonan umum. Cikgu percaya semua yang hadir kelas pada petang ini merupakan pelajar-pelajar cemerlang. So sila fokuskan kepada isi pelajaran yang akan disampaikan oleh Cikgu Hasnitah. Semoga kelas kita pada petang ini dapat dimanfaatkan sepenuhnya. So baiklah cikgu, serahkan kelas kepada Cikgu Hasnitah. Cikgu Hasnitah, belum buka mic.
Okey, baik. Terima kasih. Terima kasih Mr. P, moderator kita pada petang ini. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, selamat petang dan selamat datang cikgu ucapkan kepada semua ke kelas tuisyen online fizik pada petang ini. Baiklah, insya-Allah giliran saya untuk menyampaikan kelas pada petang ini iaitu tajuk kita 5.2 pelembapan dan resonan, damping and resonance. Okey, so sebelum itu anda boleh dapatkan slide PDF kopi untuk kelas ini di ruangan chat, ada dipinkan di sana atau anda boleh juga dapatkan pada deskripsi video kelas ini. Okey, jadi kepada yang beragama Islam, sebelum memulakan kelas, ayo kita mulakan dengan Al-Fatihah dan doa belajar. Manakala yang bukan Muslim, anda bolehlah bertafakur mengikut kepercayaan masing-masing. Al-Fatihah. Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin. Okey, jadi kalau anda sudah bersedia, anda boleh type pada ruangan chat tu, sedia cikgu, I'm ready teacher. Okey, so kita lihatlah ada siapa bersama kita dengan petang ini Mr. P. So anda juga boleh kongsikan link kelas kami kepada rakan-rakan yang lain. Mudah-mudahan lebih ramai lagi mendapat manfaat daripada kelas petang ini. Dan kelas ini sebenarnya bersiaran langsung dari 2 channel, dari channel saya sendiri, Cikgu Hasnitah, dan juga dari channel Mr. P ataupun Cikgu Pekok. Wah. Alright students, so without further ado, let us begin our discussion with 5.2, damping and resonance. Alright. Okay, so this is we are now in chapter 5, wave. Okay, so this is the the first topic, 5.1, properties of wave. So for those who missed those lessons, don't worry, you can watch back the video on the same link in Mr. P channel. Okay, so ini tajuk kita pada petang ini. Alright, okay student. Okay, so the learning standard is to describe damping and resonance for an oscillating or vibrating system. So in this learning standard, we are going to discuss what is meant by damping and then what is meant by resonance and example for each, and so do the application in our daily life. So saya nampak ada Parvesh di sana. Okay, welcome Parvesh. So hope you enjoy this lesson. Okay, students, so we look at damping first. Okay, so if you look at this GIF, it shows an oscillating system. Okay, so what can we see in this GIF? When the pendulum oscillates, it has energy. So anything that vibrate possess energy. Okay, anything that oscillate or vibrate, they will have energy. Second, we understand the energy used in this oscillating system is used to overcome friction or air resistance. Okay, so what happened as time goes by, more energy is used by the pendulum to overcome air friction. So you can see the amplitude is decreases towards the end. As the time goes by, you can see the amplitude of the wave, oscillating wave, is decreases. So what is the reason for the decreasing in the amplitude? So we understand the energy of the system is decreases. So that's why it oscillate with a smaller amplitude towards the end until finally it stops. Okay, so this is the first understanding on what is damping. So we call the pendulum has undergo damping. It has experienced damping. Bandul ini mengalami pelembapan kerana telah kehilangan tenaga disebabkan oleh geseran ataupun rintangan udara. Okay, I repeat, the pendulum experienced damping due to loss of energy of air friction or air resistance. Okay. So let us take a look at the next slide. So this is an example of damping in vibrating system. Okay, I believe some of you have conduct this experiment. Okay, actually there's more than one experiment in physics form 4 can be related to damping. Okay, the first one when we do the simple pendulum. Okay, experiment, and then second when you do the inertia experiment using the hacksaw blade, it is also can be related to damping as shown in a short video here. Okay, a video that conducted by my students. You can see as time hacksaw blade, the amplitude becomes smaller until finally it stops. So this is a simple example of damping. Okay, so let us take a look at the diagram above here. We have a hacksaw blade in 3 different positions, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so this is the question or situation related. Move the plasticine to position X and release it. So we pull the hacksaw blade, okay, at position X and we release it from there. Okay, so you will see that it will vibrate. Okay, from X, it vibrate to Y, goes to Z, and then finally went back to X to complete one oscillation. So the first question here, what happened to the amplitude of vibration? Okay, student, how to respond to this question? What happened to the amplitude of vibration? Okay, so you will see as the time goes by, yes, the amplitude of vibration decay dengan pertambahan masa. And then they ask you to state the relationship between amplitude and of vibration with time. Okay, apa akan berlaku dengan amplitude apabila masa bertambah? Okay, so from I show you the video again, so you can see. Okay, so we say amplitude decreases when time increases. Amplitude berkurang apabila masa bertambah. Alright, okay. So next, okay, give one reason for the answer you stated in 2. Apa sebab dia? Okay, so what happened? Why the amplitude decreases? So yes, just now we understand the energy of the pendulum decreases or the energy of the hacksaw blade decreases. Tenaga sistem yang berayun telah berkurangan. Alright. Okay, then this one also relate to question 4. What happened to the energy possessed by the plasticine and the blade? Apa berlaku kepada tenaga dalam plasticine dan bilah gergaji? So the answer is also decreases where the energy loss as heat due to friction or air resistance. So in order to overcome friction contraction. So the system has lost energy in the form of heat. Tenaga hilang sebagai haba disebabkan oleh geseran ataupun rintangan udara. Okay, boleh jelas Okay, then in the last question, you asked to sketch a displacement time graph to show the damping process. So dalam proses pelembapan tadi kita faham amplitude berkurang di penghujung proses. So the amplitude decreases towards the end of the process. So we draw a displacement time graph, displacement on the y-axis while time on the x-axis. So we draw initially the amplitude is the highest at the beginning, so it getting lower and lower, and finally it went to the equilibrium position where the system finally stopped vibrating or oscillating. Okay, but you have to remember when you draw or sketch the displacement time graph, the frequency is constant. Okay, the frequency is not changed, mean the distance between each complete wave is constant. Only the amplitude that decreases. Okay, so I hope you're clear with the first situation from question 1 until question 5. Okay, if you have any question to ask, you can type on the live chat as well. We will try to respond to you as soon as possible. Okay. Okay, students. So from here, we understand the definition for damping. So what is damping? It is the reduction in amplitude in an oscillating system due to loss of energy. Pelembapan ialah pengurangan amplitude suatu sistem ayunan akibat kehilangan tenaga. So this definition also given in your textbook. So you may check from there. And talking about damping, so actually there are two factors causes the energy loss in an oscillating system. The first one we call as an external damping. Okay, external damping, energy loss to overcome the friction or a resistance. Okay, that is called external damping. Tenaga hilang yang digunakan untuk mengatasi geseran atau rintangan udara. Itu kita panggil pelembapan luaran. Okay, another one or the second factor is called as internal damping. Okay, internal mean the energy loss due to the stretching and compression of the vibrating particles in the system. Okay, so you can see the differences between external and internal damping. Pelembapan dalaman, kehilangan tenaga disebabkan oleh regangan dan mampatan zarah yang bergetar di dalam sistem. Alright. Okay, next. Okay, now we are going to look at a few applications of damping in our daily life. When you are smaller, okay, a few years back, semasa anda masih bayi, mungkin ada yang biasa tidur dalam buaian. Okay, you will sleep in a cradle, so your mother have to move it every time. Unless she is using the electrical cradle, kecuali pakai buaian elektrik, tak perlu gerakkan dah. Mr. P. So here in this case, a mother puts her baby to sleep in a cradle. Okay, so you can see the cradle is oscillating. So she needs to move the cradle up and down continuously. So this is to make sure the cradle didn't stop or the baby will awake. Contoh macam itu. So the question is, what happened to the movement of cradle when the mother stops moving it? So we are talking about traditional cradle. Have to be moved by hand, gunakan tangan. So what happened? Apa terjadi kepada gerakan apabila ibu berhenti menggerakkannya? So how to respond to this question? Okay, so you can see the amplitude of oscillating of the cradle will be decreases. Okay, and finally it will stop. Amplitude ayunan buaian akan berkurang dan akhirnya dia berhenti. Alright. Okay, so the next question suggests a phenomenon for the movement of cradle. So why it stops? Because it has experienced damping. Buaian itu mengalami pelembapan. Okay, so next, what can be done to help the mother to maintain the movement of the cradle? Macam mana kita nak pastikan ibu itu dapat meneruskan gerakan buaian? Okay, so what method can the mother use? So she needs to apply a periodic external force to the cradle. So ibu itu dia kena kan daya luar berkala kepada buaian. Okay, periodic external force. Means when the amplitude is getting lower, then she need to move it again. Then become lower, then move it again. So that is what we call as a periodic external force. It's not a continuous force. It only a force applied on a certain time interval. Alright. So what happen when apply the periodic external force? Kenakan daya luaran yang berkala. So this is what will happen. The periodic table external force, periodic external force will transfer energy into the oscillating system to replace the energy loss. So as if we are giving a booster to the cradle, so it will continue to oscillate. Okay, so we call that the system is to be forced to have a forced oscillation. Kita katakan sistem ayunan itu melakukan ayunan paksa. Okay, when we apply the periodic external force, mean outside forces, so we say the system is working with a forced oscillation. Okay, that is the term used. Okay, so as I mentioned just now, what is periodic force? It is a force which is act at specific time interval. Okay, it is not act continuously. You only have to apply the force when the amplitude of oscillating system decreases. All right. Okay, so I hope you are clear with that. This info also can be found in your textbook as well. All right. Okay, so that is the first learning standard. What is damping life? All right. Okay, Mr. P boleh dengar saya?
Boleh, cuma bila ada GIF rasa dia akan slow sikit.
Oh.
Ada putus-putus sedikit.
Okay. So,
Masih putus-putus lagi, cikgu.
kita boleh dengar saya? Boleh dengar saya?
Boleh sekarang. Okey, jelas. Dah jelas.
Boleh ya, sebab internet saya agak slow hari ni sebab blackout pun berapa kali dah sejak minggu ni. So I'm afraid saya cakap seorang-seorang tak dengar pula di sana. Boleh ya?
Ada. Kalau tak dengar saya akan beritahu.
Okay, baik. Okay, so now we finish with the first learning standard, students. So let us continue with our second learning standard. Okay, so it is to justify the effect of resonance in our daily life. So I hope you have clear what damping is. So now let us focus on resonance. Alright? Okay. So talking about resonance, this is a study conducted to study the production of resonance by using Button's pendulum. So Button's pendulum is a pendulum system where we hang a pendulum with a different length, a few pendulum with a different length, and it is connected with a single rope on top. So if you look here in this example, we hang 5 pendulum A, D, E, C, and A, B, C, D, E with a different length, but 2 of them with the same length. All right. So the first question, which of the 2 pendulum have the same length? Okay, so you can see obviously from the picture which one is having the same length. So it is C and D. Okay, pendulum C and pendulum D. So the answer is C and D. All right. Okay, then the second question, which of the 2 pendulum have the same natural frequency? Okay, talking about natural frequency, students, every system or every object that vibrate, they will vibrate at their own frequency. So we call that as their natural frequency. Okay, so which one have a same natural frequency? It will be the pendulum that having the same length. So again, the answer is C and D. All right. Okay, then the third question. Okay, when pendulum D is let to oscillate. So now we take D and start oscillating it. So the question is, what happened to the other pendulum and why? So you will see that when D started to oscillate, the other pendulum also will start oscillating. Okay, bandul yang lain pun akan mula berayun. Kenapa? Sebab berlakunya pemindahan tenaga. Okay, when we oscillate pendulum D, so it will produce energy. And since another pendulum is connected by this rope, so the energy will transfer to this rope to another pendulum. So each pendulum receive energy, so they will start to vibrate. Alright, so this is what happened. Other pendulums start to oscillate because energy is transferred through the rope. Alright, and the last question in this slide, which pendulum will oscillate with the largest amplitude? Okay, so since C and D has the same natural frequency, so C will vibrate at the largest amplitude because it will receive the most energy. Dia akan terima tenaga yang paling banyak sebab frekuensi dia sama dengan frekuensi D. I repeat, C will oscillate or vibrate with the largest amplitude because it receives most energy since it has natural frequency equal to the frequency of D. Right? Okay. So let's next question on the next slide. E. Which two pendulum will continue to oscillate even when the other pendulum have stopped? So we understand earlier as they oscillate, so when time increases, they will lose energy due to friction and air resistance. So the pendulum is experience damping. Okay. So C and D will continue to oscillate since earlier they're oscillating at the greatest or highest amplitude. So when the rest come to stop, C and D will continue oscillating because they still have the energy to do that. Okay, so answer pendulum C and D because it has the same natural frequency. So pendulum C oscillate at this natural frequency. It received the greatest energy and oscillate with maximum amplitude. So they took longer time to oscillate and will take longer time to come to a stop. All right. Okay. So what phenomenon state? The phenomenon occurs in E. So the phenomenon we are talking here when the pendulum with the same length vibrate at the maximum amplitude. So we call that as resonance. Okay, resonance. In bahasa also we call it as resonance, only with different spelling. All right. So what is resonance? What is resonant? Resonant defined as the periodic where a periodic force is applied to an oscillating system at its natural frequency. Resonant adalah di mana suatu sistem ayunan dikenakan daya luar yang mempunyai frekuensi sama dengan frekuensi asli. So we can take pendulum D as the external force. Okay, so it supply energy to C and C will start vibrating due to resonance. Alright. Okay, then what happened during resonance? Number one, the system will oscillate with its natural frequency. And second, it will oscillate or vibrate at maximum amplitude. Okay, sistem akan berayun dengan frekuensi asli. Yang kedua, sistem berayun dengan amplitude yang maksimum. Okay. Okay, then this is another study to look the production of resonance using tuning fork kit. Okay, so we have two tuning fork here, P and Q, which are identical. Okay, identical mean they have the same material, same length of arm. Semuanya sama, ciri-ciri yang sama, identical. Okay, so the situation here, strike tuning fork P with a hammer. Okay, as you see in the diagram, tuning fork P is struck with a hammer. Then, moving tuning fork Q away from P without touching it. So then we bring, tuning fork Q away from tuning fork P. So the question is, why does tuning fork Q produce sound without being struck. Explain. So when we struck tuning fork P, a few moments later, you will see tuning fork Q also producing a sound. Okay, even though it does not struck with the hammer. So why? What is the reason? This is because tuning fork P and tuning fork Q have the same frequency or same natural frequency, because as I said just now, they are identical. Okay, so they have the same natural frequency. So what happened, as you can see in this GIF, okay, when you struck
Cikgu, suara tak berapa jelas, terputus-putus.
tak berapa jelas.
Putus-putus lagi. Putus-putus lagi. Tak dapat dengar, Cikgu. Cikgu punya mic sudah tertutup.
Okey, boleh dengar tak sekarang?
Boleh. Okey,
Boleh,
sudah ada,
Okey.
Cikgu.
Okay, boleh. Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm sorry for the technical disturbance just now. So as you can see from this GIF, the vibration of tuning fork P have forced tuning fork Q to vibrate in resonance with P. So energy is transferred from P to Q. So finally you can see Q also will vibrate and producing a sound that kita akan dengar. Q juga akan mengeluarkan bunyi walaupun dia tak diketuk secara langsung, tapi dia terima tenaga daripada P melalui fenomena yang kita panggil resonance. Okay. So tuning fork P vibrates with maximum amplitude and can produce sound that can be detected. So as I explained to you just now. Alright. Okay. Next. Okay, so what if we take a short break, Mr. Pei, before we continue with a few example of exercise?
Okay, no problem.
And question, boleh?
Okay,
Kita rehat
boleh let us.
sebentar.
Okay, boleh. So let us break for sebentar, okay?
Boleh ke some resonance
Okay, so baiklah, jom kita teruskan bersama Cikgu Hasnitah. So, Cikgu Hasnitah.
Okey, baik. Terima kasih Mr. P. Jadi kita teruskan, kita sambung seterusnya setelah kita berehat seketika. Okey, student, tajuk ni pendek saja. It's a very short topic. So I have done with dan tengok beberapa contoh. Okay, a few example of resonance in our daily life. Okay, so this is a simple example can be related to resonance. Okay, you can see that a high pitch sound, okay, can cause the glass to start vibrating with the same natural frequency. Okay, then what happened? Resonance occur. So when this glass is exposed to a very high pitched sound, so it's the frequency of the sound. Okay, so what happened here? The glass experienced resonance, and then as the effect, it will vibrate at akhirnya gelas itu bergetar dengan amplitude yang maksimum dan menyebabkan dia pecah. Tahun yang lalulah, sudah agak lama. Dia suruh jelaskan, explain how the glass is broken. Dalam terangkan bagaimana gelas itu boleh pecah. So it broke due to resonance. Alright, when the natural so it will vibrate, the particles of the glass will vibrate at the maximum.
Okay, so saya rasa Cikgu Hasnitah menghadapi masalah teknikal. Okay, so kita tunggu Cikgu Hasnitah kembali lagi. Okay, so tadi Cikgu Hasnitah ada beritahu kan, so sekarang sudah sampai resonance pada aplikasi harian. Okay, so Cikgu Hasnitah sudah kembali kan? Okay. Okay, so Cikgu Hasnitah boleh teruskan?
Okay, sorry Mr. P. Boleh, okay.
No problem.
Sorry to all, so because I have a very poor internet connection today. Internet saya agak teruk hari ini. So telah terkeluar beberapa kali, tak apa saya teruskan. Okay, so I hope you're clear with the first situation involving the broken glass due to resonance. Okay, kita sambung dengan beberapa contoh yang seterusnya. Okay, I believe you used to saw this GIS, okay, in the year 1940. Jambatan ni, jambatan Tacoma Narrow ni di Washington, Amerika, telah runtuh pada 7 November 1940. Kerana apa? Kerana tiupan angin yang telah menghasilkan resonan pada jambatan gantung tersebut. Sebenarnya Mr. P, tiupan angin pada 7 November tu bukanlah satu tiupan angin yang kuat. Tak ada riput, tak ada apa pun. But it happened that the wind blow with the bridge structure. So that causes the bridge to vibrate at its maximum amplitude. So resonance occur and finally it collapse. So kalau nak ikutkan angin pada hari tu tak kuat mana pun. Cuma frekuensi angin tu sama dengan frekuensi asli jambatan. So itu yang menyebabkan dia bergetar pada amplitude maksimum, berlakunya resonance dan akhirnya dia runtuh. Okay. So it had a very mild, a very calm wind, but happened that the natural frequency of the bridge equal to the frequency of the wind pass by. So causes resonance and finally the bridge collapse. So it is a very a disaster. Okay, satu malapetaka lah. Okay. Then natural frequency as the vibration of the bridge rate to vibrate, kuat pun ada natural frequency. So same thing has happened to London Millennium Bridge. Okay. It was opened in June 2000. Okay, what happened on that day when about 2,000 pedestrian walk on it. So pada hari pembukaan dia, okay, pada bulan Jun 2000, seramai 2 orang pejalan kaki berada di jambatan. So it will causes the bridge to swing and happen that it beat the natural frequency of the bridge. So the bridge oscillate at the maximum amplitude. So resonance occur. Okay, ini juga yang berlaku. Same as what happened to Tacoma Bridge. And students, we also can see a few applications of resonance in the tuning of musical instrument. Siapa yang main pancaragam tu, siapa yang main alat muzik, mereka akan faham konsep ni, how to amplify the music that come out from their musical instrument. It is also helped by the concept of resonance. Okay, so we also apply physics actually when you are playing with some musical instruments, especially instrument involving string and flute yang menyebabkan menggunakan tali ataupun jenis yang tiupan, even though the drum. Alright, okay, so what happened in the musical instrument? So you can see the musical instrument produce sound which causes the air particle to vibrate. Okay, so resonance occur when the vibration produced as the instrument are play and force other musical instrument to vibrate too. Alright, and then those instrument will vibrate with maximum amplitude using louder sound. So if you notice the brass band team, kalau anda perasan pasukan pancaragam semasa mereka buat persembahan, when they are doing performance, they will arrange the musician in a curve shape. Selalunya dia akan buat satu form a curve shape. So they will sit in a position where the resonance and interference. So dia ada combination between resonance and interference. We will learn interference later in 5.5. Alright, so it will help to amplify the music produced from the instrument or from the band. Alright, okay. And next, okay, so anda bersedia. Sekali lagi, anda boleh dapatkan slide ini secara percuma saja. You can download and print them out for your copies. The link has been shared by Mr. Pei as shown in the screen just now and also provided in the video description below this video. So dapatkan skrip anda, boleh muat turun dan cetak keluar. Okay, semoga membantu anda untuk faham resonance ini in a better way. Okay, kita tengok beberapa contoh soalan objektif. Okay, you can respond to us by typing your answer in the live chat as well. Okay, the first one. Which of the following quantity decreases when the system undergoes damping? Kuantiti mana yang berkurang apabila suatu sistem mengalami pelembapan? Is it the amplitude, the velocity, the wavelength or the frequency? So A, B, C or D. So if you follow this class from the beginning, I'm sure you know the question. The answer is very obvious. It should be the amplitude. Okay, number one. Jawapannya keluar secara serentak pula semua. Okay, second question. The diagram shows displacement time graph of an oscillating system. So students, the moment you see this graph, you should understand already this one is related to damping. Why? Because we can see the amplitude of the wave decreases as time goes by. Okay, the frequency is maintained, the amplitude is decreases. Okay, towards the end of the oscillation. So we say the system is having damped oscillation. System mengalami pelembapan. Alright. Okay, and the third question, we have a system that has a natural frequency of oscillation equal to F. Okay, given the natural frequency is F. Okay, then an external system is supply energy to the system. So we apply force oscillation or external force. Perpetuate oscillation of the system. So resonance will occur. Okay, so resonance will occur in the system if the energy is supplied to the system at the same frequency with the natural frequency. So we understand. So answer will be F. Remember, resonance only will occur when the force system having a same frequency with the natural frequency of the system. Resonance hanya akan berlaku apabila daya luar yang kita kenakan tu mempunyai frekuensi yang sama dengan frekuensi asli sistem. Okay, so I hope you're clear. Again, I repeat, resonance will only occur when the frequency of the force oscillation equal to the natural frequency of the system. Alright, okay, so answer will be A, F. Okay, next, this is a structure question F10. Soalan SPM 2010. Alright. Okay, so diagram 2.1 shows a loaded spring, okay, oscillating vertically in a water. So vertically mean it oscillate up and down, okay, vertically in water. Then the oscillating system experience damping. So you can highlight this, the system experience damping, okay. And the graph down here in diagram 2.2 shows the displacement time graph for the oscillating system. Okay, so what is the question? Apa soalan dia? Damping is a situation when what of the oscillation decreases. Pelembapan adalah suatu situasi apabila apa? Ayunan berkurang. Adakah amplitude atau panjang gelombang? Was it amplitude or the wavelength decreases? So definitely the answer will be amplitude. So this kind of question you have to underline the correct answer. So the answer is damping is a situation when the amplitude of the oscillation decreases. Pelembapan adalah suatu situasi apabila amplitude ayunan berkurang. Alright. Okay, so you can see the amplitude decreases towards the end of the process. Okay, next. Okay, B. State one reason why damping occurs in oscillating system. Nyatakan satu sebab mengapa pelembapan berlaku pada sistem ayunan. Okay, so what is the answer? Why damping occurred in the oscillating system? Okay, so yes, we understand. Okay, remember when the system oscillate, energy is used to overcome. It will use energy to overcome friction or air resistance. So in this case, the oscillation occur in a water. So energy is used to overcome water friction. So we say the reason is due to energy loss. Okay, energy loss or due to water resistance. Anda boleh tulis sistem kehilangan tenaga disebabkan oleh rintangan air. Okay, the system lost energy due to water resistant. Boleh tulis juga sama ada rintangan air ataupun kehilangan tenaga due to water resistant or due to energy loss, or you can combine both answer. Okay, energy loss due to water resistant, kehilangan tenaga disebabkan rintangan air. Okay, jelas Okay, now the next question based on diagram 2.2. Okay, this is the diagram showing a graph of displacement against time for damping. Okay, state the period of oscillating system. So how to find period from this graph, students? State the period of the oscillating system. Nyatakan tempoh bagi sistem ayunan. So dekat mana kita nak tengok? So you must understand what period means. So what is period? Apa itu tempoh? So period is time required to produce one complete oscillation. Tempoh adalah masa yang diperlukan untuk menghasilkan satu ayunan lengkap. So which one is one complete oscillation? So you can see from this graph. Okay, so from 0, okay, the crest and the trough. So this is our one complete oscillation. So the time there is 0.4 second. Okay, so that is our period. So the answer 0.4 second. Okay, remember period, time to complete or time to produce one complete oscillation. So it is 0.4 second. Okay, 0.4 saat. Okay, next. What is the frequency of the oscillating system? Berapa pula frekuensi sistem? Ini pun anda kena faham. What is meant by frequency? Apa itu frekuensi? Frequency refers to number of complete oscillation in 1 second. Okay, I repeat, number of complete oscillation in 1 second. Bilangan ayunan lengkap yang dapat dihasilkan dalam 1 saat, itu maksud frekuensi. Okay, so kamu tengok dekat sini mana 1 saat. If you look through this graph, okay, this is 1. Okay, actually we can find using formula because period and frequency is related through a formula. But first, let us take a look from this graph. Okay, this is 1 second. 1 second is here. So you can see how much complete wave are there. So 1, here 1, 2, sini ada 2.5. Here 1 second. So 2.5 wave. 1, 2, 2.5 wave. So kita tengoklah jawapan dia berapa. Okay, through formula, how does period related to frequency? This is the formula, F equal to 1 over T. Okay, frequency is 1 over period. So 1 over 0.4, so it is 2.5 hertz. So 2.5 wave. Frequency 2.5 hertz. So 2.5 hertz mean in 1 second, the system producing 2.5 complete oscillation. Alright, so this is how frequency relates to period. Alright, next. Okay, what will happen to the period of the oscillating system when a heavier load is used? Kalau kita gunakan beban yang lebih berat, apa akan terjadi kepada tempoh ayunan? What do you think? So, there are two possibilities. There are two possible answer. Either it will increases or decreases. So which one? Yang mana satu, bertambah atau berkurang bila kita guna beban yang lebih berat? What do you think? Increases or decreases when heavier load is used in the oscillating system? Okay. So when we use, if you think logically, you will find the answer as well. So it will be increases. The period will be increases. Okay, bila kita guna lebih berat, maka tempoh dia pun akan bertambah. Okay, and final question. Okay, that is last question for number 4. Okay, now this is the next question. SPM 2011. Okay, SPM 2011. Okay, so now we have a diagram showing button pendulum. Remember, button pendulum is a pendulum system involving pendulum with a different length. Kita gantung beberapa bandul yang berlainan panjang. Okay, so here we are using 5 J, K, L, M, and N, and then we have one pendulum X here as our main pendulum or reference pendulum. Okay, it says that pendulum X, this is pendulum X, oscillate at this frequency 2 Hertz. Okay, then the other pendulums start to oscillate due to oscillation of pendulum. So earlier we have discussed this when X is oscillate, so it will produce energy when the energy will transfer through the thread to all other pendulum J, K, L, M, and N. So all these pendulum receive energy, then they will also started to vibrate. All right. So the question here, which pendulum will oscillate with the maximum amplitude, student? So the answer is between J to N. So which one will oscillate with the maximum amplitude? So how to know? So you have to look which pendulum have the same length with pendulum X. So when you place a ruler there, so you can see obviously pendulum M. Okay, pendulum M having the same length with pendulum X. So we understand M will receive the highest energy, so it will vibrate at the maximum amplitude due to resonance. Okay, so mana jawapan dia? Answer is pendulum M. Alright, what is the reason? Because it has a same natural frequency with pendulum X. Or you can also say it has a same length with pendulum X. Panjang sama dengan X. Frekuensi asli sama dengan X. Alright, you can add some more at the back. Same length with X or same natural frequency with X. Alright, okay. Next, okay, regarding to the same diagram, name the phenomenon based on your answer in A2. So what phenomenon? YM vibrate at the maximum amplitude. So this is what we call as resonance. Alright. Okay, then again, find the period of oscillation of pendulum X. Hitung tempo ayunan bagi pendul X. So how to find the period? So in this question, you are given with the frequency which is 2 Hertz earlier. So how to find period? It is 1 over F. Okay, which means 1 over 2. So the period is 0.5 second. Alright, okay. Then next question, pendulum X will stop oscillating after a few minutes. Okay, so you have to sketch the displacement time graph to show the damping process. Okay, so cuba anda lukis ataupun yang ini dia minta anda lakar. So bila kita lakar, anda tak perlu nyatakan skala secara tepat. Okay, just sketch. Okay, kalau lukis, kena lukis secara skalanya tepat dengan frekuensi dan tempoh yang tepat. Okay, this one, so how to draw, how to sketch displacement time graph. So first you can draw the axis. Okay, displacement on the y-axis and then time is on the x-axis. Okay, so this how we sketch. So the difference between sketching and drawing, students, so if they ask you to sketch, you don't have to show the period or the frequency. Sini tak perlu tulis berapa. Tapi kalau dia minta anda lukis, kalau lukis kena lebih specified. So sini kena ada nombor berapa. So here is period dia 0.5. So 0.5 is here. And here will be 1.0, 1.5, 2.0 and so on. So that is the difference between sketching and drawing. So here you just sketch displacement against time and showing that the amplitude is decreases but the frequency remain tetap. Alright. Okay, so I guess that's all for today. Mr. Tajuk kita ini pendek saja. Jarang-jarang berlakunya cikgu nak minta maaf kerana internet lag beberapa kali saya terkeluar daripada sistem. Dan kalau anda masih dapat mendengar saya bercakap kini, kita dah habis. So actually we have finished today's lesson. Again, as I mentioned, it is a very short and a very simple topic. So I hope everybody don't have none. So again, you can try completing this module by downloading and printing them out, okay, for your references for damping and resonance. So cikgu nak ucapkan terima kasih kepada yang setia bersama kita. Walaupun agak tersangkut-sangkut Mr. P kelas kita pada hari ini. Tapi saya harap pelajar dapat manfaatkanlah apa yang kita kongsikan pada petang ini.
Okay, so saya rasa Cikgu Hasnitah ada masalah teknikal lagi. Okay, so di sini saya nak beritahu semua lah. Okay, so anda boleh downloadkan PDF kelas pada hari ini dengan link yang saya tunjukkan sekarang. Okay, so terima kasihlah kepada Cikgu Hasnitah. Okay, so Cikgu Hasnitah kembali lagi. Okay, so saya nak terima kasih Cikgu Hasnitah. Okay, saya rasa satu penjelasan sangat padat dengan contoh-contoh, especially bagikan kes yang mana sudah berlaku pada yang kes sebenar, okay, seperti yang Cikgu tadi Hasnitah ada beritahu. Okay, satu contoh yang sangat baik untuk mengkaitkan dengan resources lah. Okay, so selesai kita kelas kita pada petang ini. So tahniah dan terima kasih diucapkan kepada semua yang setia mengikuti kelas dari awal hingga ke saat ini. So sebelum kita tamatkan sesi siaran langsung ini, mohon tutup rangan, klik butang subscribe dan aktifkan ikon loceng supaya kamu tidak terlepas sesi kelas Cikgu Hasnitah seterusnya. So sila klik like dan share link kelas hari ini kepada rakan-rakan di media sosial anda. So mudah-mudahan pelajar beroleh kebaikan di atas perkongsian tersebut. So jangan lupa ikuti kelas-kelas fizik seterusnya pada setiap hari Jumaat 9:30 malam untuk kelas tingkatan 5. So next lesson akan disampaikan oleh Cikgu Izyan mengenai topik bab 5.2. So semiconductor diode. So pada Ahad 2 petang adalah untuk kelas tingkatan 4 seperti hari ini. So akan disampaikan oleh saya. Subtopik adalah 5.3. Okay, 5.3. So reflection of wave. Okay, so sebelum Cikgu tamatkan kelas, Cikgu Hasnitah ada apa tambahan untuk semua?
Okey, sedikit saja. Pertama sekali saya nak mohon maaf dan ampun banyak-banyak kerana masalah talian internet yang sangat teruk pada hari ini. 3, 2, 4 kali juga saya terkeluar daripada SlindaNordin. Tapi saya juga nak ucapkan berbanyak-banyak terima kasih kepada yang terus setia bersama kita, yang Mr. P. Mudah-mudahan apa yang kita kongsi pada petang ini memberi manfaatlah kepada semua yang menonton. Jadi seperti mana Mr. P kata, teruskan bersama dengan kami minggu depan. Kita sambung lagi tajuk seterusnya. 5.3 Reflection of Wave with Mr. P. Jadi jangan ketinggalan, teruskan follow kami di channel YouTube Mr. P, saya dan semua guru-guru fizik yang ada di Akademi Youtuber ini. Minggu depan ada 2 lagi kelas akan menunggu anda, Jumaat 9:30 malam, tingkatan 5, manakala untuk tingkatan 4 hari Ahad pukul 3:30 petang. Okey, terima kasih atas sokongan anda.
Okay, so terima kasih kepada semua penyokong Akademi Youtuber. Doakan kami terus kuat dan bersemangat untuk membantu dalam membangkitkan pendidikan di Malaysia. So sekian daripada kami. Okay, jumpa lagi. Bye-bye.